Welcome to the Activations with JJ Energy Update for the week of August 9th, 2021. What a week it has been with the extremely powerful energy of the Lionsgate portal, and especially on the 8th when the apex hit. It's been, for me personally, very powerful. In fact, I felt a lot of physical sensations related to the power, and I've really felt activated in so many different ways, but also have been feeling somewhat tired as I felt my body really trying to drink up that energy and just needing to be subdued and to be relaxed in order to do that. So I'd be interested to hear how many of you have experienced things related to this time period and how you're feeling. If you're listening to this on my YouTube channel, you can leave a comment and let us know how you're feeling. We can all kind of interact there. If you're listening on the podcast, you can still come over to the YouTube channel, like and subscribe the video, and leave a comment because we would love to have you over there as well. So I really appreciate all of my listeners, all of you who are co-creating with me. And by the way, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, it would be wonderful if you could also leave a rating and a review, because that would put my podcast in front of more eyes. And I know that people who are resonating in a similar vibration will attract having this podcast come across their paths. It's funny how things work. It's funny the synchronicities we experience. It's actually really beautiful. And I love to see the different stories of how people have found my podcast, because I really haven't, I guess you could say, promoted it a ton as far as going out there and being really aggressive with it. It's really just been an organic sharing situation where a friend will share with a friend, or a synchronicity where this video will just pop up on somebody's YouTube suggestions. And I love to see how the universe works that way. And I completely trust that as we are gathering this soul family here, that those who are resonating the same will be led here. So thank you again for following that intuition and coming into this with me as we co-create. As you know, just to kind of refresh your memory if you're new to the podcast, each week I do an energy update and I channel a different energy. It's always, there's been times it's been one in a row, the same, but usually it's different every single week. And also, as you know, I don't always know who is going to come through at the moment I'm recording the podcast. It's usually something that in real time I'm experiencing and opening myself up to having that energy present itself. And I do feel like this is a co-creation, because as you're listening here, we're all setting the intention that the energy that's brought through will be for our greatest and highest good. This particular time, I'm definitely feeling somewhat drawn to Galactic Federation energies. And as you know, I've channeled the Galactic Federation before. Depending on what's been brought through, it's been different emissaries from the Federation. I think one time there was a council, a whole a committee that came through. This time I definitely feel like it's a collective or a committee again, as happened previously. And so I just want to go ahead and have us all relax and come into almost a meditative state as we prepare to receive their message. I'm feeling a sense that it's important. I hear that word in my mind. A message of great importance. We come to you as the Council on Earth Upgrades, and we do have a message of great importance that will be coming not only through this particular channel, but we will be bringing it through other channels so that many, many people on this planet can know and understand what we are about to share, as it is crucial to the upgrades and a development into this new timeline and this new energy and new density for your planet. First and foremost, we would like to let you know that we bring this message with love. We are benevolent beings. We know that coming from a somewhat warlike planet, you may have fears surrounding those who are not similar to you. And although in appearance we are not similar, we nonetheless see you as our brothers and sisters and have great care and concern for you. You may wonder how that is possible, but in the Galactic Federation, we all realize that we are part of Source energy. And as we are all unified, we are able to make decisions that are for the greatest and highest good of all. It is so different than what you know, the conniving plans and the division that occurs frequently on your planet. However, this type of sentiment will become much more frequent among the governments of your planet in the near future, as their mindset and their vibration begins to shift due to the actions in part of many people like you who are beginning to raise their vibration and helping the collective to rise as well. We express our gratitude to you for the role that you are playing, and many of you have been part of our Federation in other lives, and some of you are still part of our Federation and visit us quite frequently. We come to relay information regarding your actions as a collective, for you are being fed a great deal of misinformation, which is causing you to believe that the world is getting worse rather than better. We would like to encourage you to focus on sources of information that are not in the traditional mainstream channels, sources of information that come from a place of love, sources of information that encourage you to see the good in the world and to see the hearts of humankind as they truly are. For improvements are being made. There are many, many emissaries from our Federation who are working night and day to assist you in this shift in so many, many different ways. We do not have the time in this channeling to provide you with the details surrounding that, but if you are curious, we encourage you to connect with us, for we are willing to share, as the more people are aware of how a peaceful society can work, the more this will come to fruition. We do have 3 specific messages. The first one being, do not reject the idea that you are entering a time of peace. As we repeated earlier, there are many, many people who have been convinced that things are getting darker and darker, and in reality, things are getting lighter and lighter. The density of the planet is rising. The vibration is rising. And those who have chosen this timeline have chosen to participate, whether consciously or subconsciously, in allowing their vibration to also rise. Our message number 2. There are many of us in this Federation from many different races. We encourage you to continue to study the resources which have been channeled to those on your planet regarding all of the races in this area of the galaxy and the universe, so that you can familiarize yourself with who we are and do so from a place of love rather than fear. For most of the media which you consume portrays interdimensional beings as scary, warlike, violent, and that is not the case. A good way for you to come into contact with us is to reach out to your Starseed families, for many of you are connected to other races that are not humanoid. And as you open your eyes energetically to who you have been in different lives, you will feel much more comfortable when you begin to see even pictures of us, where many channeled works have been done where artists have painted or drawn pictures of us fairly accurately. You'll be drawn to your Starseed family, and you will feel a great sense of love for them and connection, which again will assist this planet as you embrace the variety of beings and races that are beyond your Earth. Our third message is to help you understand and not underestimate the work that you are doing in the subconscious, the work that you're doing energetically. Many of you feel as if you are not doing enough, or feel as if you're not sure what your purpose is. Your purpose is what you're doing right now. Your purpose is existing on this planet. You are being led every step of the way. There are no mistakes. There are no accidents. And you are coming into contact with who you need to come into contact with. You are performing the mission which you have contracted to perform already, even though you may not realize it consciously. And you will continue to carry out that mission. That is how powerful the contracts you have are. That is how powerful your higher self is. You have free will, but you have agreed to this. Your consciousness may not recognize it, but your subconscious does. And if you are curious, reach out to us, reach out to your higher self. Connect to those vibrations which can provide you with a higher perspective. And then you will feel more at peace. Live in the present. Share your light and share your love in every situation you can. But also embrace your humanness, for you came here to have that experience. We impart this message with a great deal of love and concern for you. We know and understand the struggles that you have, and we honor your journey. And we invite you to connect with us further. This message is complete, and we bid you farewell. I always enjoy connecting with Galactic Federation. It's so different than what you see on TV is what the Galactic Federation is, because there have been TV shows and movies that portray something similar. But there is so much love there, and I definitely feel and have felt before some of what they said. It did not feel foreign to me. It felt very familiar to me. I understand that some of you may feel like you're not sure how to connect with them if you have a desire to do so. There are a lot of ways that I have connected with my Starseed family. I feel like I've had different lifetimes on different planets, and so I've had a lot of different experiences where I've gotten to know what races those were, or just felt that link to them. Some of them have been through working with someone who is a channel like myself. I personally do sessions like that with people where I help them understand and see some of their past lives that they've had or parallel lives that they've had. And oftentimes they connect with Starseed family members that they feel very close to, almost like what you'd feel with a guardian angel, but it's definitely with an interdimensional being. In addition to that, there are lots of resources out there. Once you start connecting with them and reading about them, I feel like you start to hear their voices, you start to feel them connect to you. All of you, every single one of you who's listening to this, has psychic abilities and clairvoyance and clairaudience, even if it's not as far developed as like mine would be. You all have those abilities. And so there are many different, what I call portals. Portals is a way to connect with them. There are many different ways to connect with them. And I've had different people I've worked with connect with them through art and pictures, visual activations like geometric symbols or just somebody's channeled art. I've also had people connect with them when they read books. So I always recommend Dolores Cannon, as many of you know. Another person that I recommend that isn't as well known is Sal Rochelle. Much of his work has detailed information about interdimensional beings. And lastly, if you do feel drawn to work with me, even just one session could activate you so that it opens up that pathway for you to be able to connect with them on your own. And my sessions are done via Zoom, and feel free to reach out through email, which is activationswithjj@gmail.com, or you can contact me through Instagram. I just really appreciate you joining with me each week. I hope that coming off of this extremely powerful time, you feel empowered. You feel empowered to trust yourself on your journey. And just as they said, knowing and understanding that where you are is where you need to be, that you're in the right place doing the right thing. As we depart, I'd just like to leave you with my final words that I always do. The divinity within me honors the divinity within you. Namaste.